Okay, let's get this stream going again. Let me check that the audio is working, then I can start going through the assets again.
Let's get
Okay,
this stream
it
going.
works, so that should be fine. And let people know that the stream is on, and then we can start doing things again. It's been quite an interesting area to go through at the moment, for Bitcoin especially, that you can see on screen. Just give me just a moment so I can add these here. Let's see, what do we want to be starting with? Let's go. Let's start with indices first. There's been quite a few things going on the indices that has happened. Why is it lagging so much now? Just give me a second. Is there some kind of process that is using a lot of my GPU or something else? No? Just OBS doing OBS things. Okay, that's fine. So overall, the idea for S&P 500 was this one. We talked about this last time as well. I think I liked this best as three-way coming down from the highs of 27th of July, then having a three-way move up. Again, this does not mean that we can't go bullish. We could be creating a diagonal here where we would have a structure like this, and then wave 2, where this whole thing would be a ABC or something else, which would be more bullish. However, again, more generally, if a structure is three ways to the upside, it is much more common to see that, okay, we are going to be turning down at some point. This was the pivot point here. Let's bring these guys up in this right spot. And since then, again, we had a structure coming down. This kind of looks like a 5 waves, but it doesn't really fit too well. It's kind of hard to label as 3 waves as well, though. So there is divergence at the very lows here, which could be some kind of 1, 2, maybe 3, 4, 5, maybe. What I was expecting, because I was thinking that we have a 1, 2, 1, 2 set up here to create one more low here and then get that retracement. We never got that one more low here, and instead we just climbed up, created this 3-way structure. So again, this was the prediction that how it was going to go for the next week. And I mean, it's not the worst, but again, we had the move up, this part here, move down, and then move up. But it did not create that lower low here that I was expecting. So I could want potentially looking for long setups there. But at this point, we are creating some kind of structure to the upside. If this indeed is a 5-way move, we can't take out the high, because again, we want to be creating a structure of higher time frame where this whole thing does something like that. This can still happen in the case where we have this as either 3 here, 3, and then again a 3-way structure here. Or that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ABC, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are the 2 options. Of course, this could be going a bit higher. These are basically all the targets, 1-to-1 to 1.618. If it goes beyond here, again, that's invalidated. I would want to be looking for short opportunities somewhere around the 1.236, but that might be a bit too high. There is confluence with the 0.786 there as well, but golden pocket is right at the 1-to-1. So again, confluence is what you are looking for, and golden pocket lining up with 1-to-1 extension is something that I would be definitely seeking. So I probably want to be looking for that short opportunity here. The way it came up here is not very easy to read either. I think that we have some kind of three wave here, if we have to label it some way. This structure is very overlapping, which is the reason that I think it is more corrective. Sure, could you say that we have some kind of diagonal in here? I guess you could be forcing that into in there, but not really particularly good looking. If this indeed is a 3 like so, maybe, or maybe it's like this, maybe. But what is important now is this structure. This looks to be the pivot point here for the upside move. So I would almost like to see this kind of structure form in 3 waves. Again, 1-to-1 hitting one of these targets here, and we don't really want to see it extend beyond the 2-to-1 extension. So if I was to short this, I would probably look for something around these lines here into the 2-to extension, something like this. If it goes through here, that's fine. The whole invalidation for the idea that this is a 5 wave down here is at these tops. So again, depending on how you want to be labeling this, it gives you kind of different risk to reward ratios. But yeah, that's that. I like the downside a bit more until I see this breaking. Then we can start talking about more bullish again. Dow. All the labels are really weird placed since we had the contract rollover. So everything is very misplaced. Oh man. Let's see if I can actually just do this and do something like that. Yeah, that fits a bit better. This structure here is not as pretty as in S&P 500. This would probably be fitting more into the higher upside. The way it came down, we never got any 4s and 5s really. So it could be that we have some kind of triangle in here where this would be a 3-way structure. That would also fit the idea that B wave here, if this indeed was a 5-way move, is not over, which means that we would have a structure of something like this, where we would take out this high. Again, that would be contrary to the S&P 500, where we don't want it to take out this low, oh sorry, this high here. I probably want to add an alert here, above here, just to see how it fits. Otherwise, I'm not really looking for a short setup here unless we take out this high, because this was kind of impulsive. And I don't think I can find this structure here as very easy to trade, as in the idea where this would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for that A, B, C within that way B, right? The NASDAQ. Again, on all of these, we had this 3-way move, and then we are starting to create some kind of movement to the sides or potential move up. Again, this one is not really too great either. You can be labeling this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's nothing invalid about that. Not really good looking divergence at all here. So again, on 1 hour, we don't even have any. 30 minutes, don't have any. Maybe 15. 15 does have some, but it's already from here. So again, not really pretty. Anyway, this probably should be some kind of 3-wave, I would feel like, because this looks more like 3 than anything else. So how to break down this kind of structure is a bit different. We have a 3-wave here, which is, in my opinion, it's larger degree than these previous ones. So I think what fits best is something like this here, potentially here, and then another 3-wave here. So then this structure over here would be similar size to this, and then we could be creating another structure like this to the upside, right? The only issue with this one is that, again, it's corrective, it's in 3 waves, so again, it's not bullish to the upside. The only thing to remind ourselves is that, okay, this was not really impulsive to the downside either. At least it's not easy to see. So keep that in mind. So we can't be overly bearish either. It's kind of a when we have such ways of looking at structures and have so many 3-way structures everywhere, it's kind of hard to say which one is going to be playing out. That's why generally you might want to be thinking about multiple different scenarios, and yeah, either not playing any of them or playing all that you see. DAX, again, it still looked decent here. We might be looking for or getting some kind of correction for this structure here. Again, we came up in 3. Nothing really is different here against the US indices. AUS 200, we had a really decent looking dump here that, in my opinion, looks now better for a move downside. We were talking about last week that I don't want to be looking for a long opportunity against this, because again, this came down in such force, and this looks again like a fire wave. However, this looked like a fire wave. We have not taken out the lows here, which still has the possibility of giving us this kind of structure. Overall, we can be labeling this into 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3 back, and then some kind of move upside. But I would much rather be looking for shorts here around 1 to 1 to against the highs basically. So that's that. Let's see actually if there is overlap here. Not really too much overlap. Probably at the golden pocket or at the 1 to 1 might be looking for shorts as well. Then let's go through the stocks. Originally thinking that this was a clear 3-way move, ending here, we got a very impulsive move to the downside. However, now as you probably saw the triangle possibility here, there is a chance that this is a 3-way here, a triangle here in the middle, and then another 3-way move here up to the upside. Again, really not impulsive to the upside in my opinion. Can it be a corrective structure or more bullish? Yes, it can. We could be creating a wave 1 of something, of a diagonal. Wave 2, 3, 4, 5, creating that diagonal here. It would have to start with a WXY though. So again, depending on how you view those WXYs in diagonals, it's not really common to see a WXY at the start of that diagonal. So this still looks decent for another move to the upside. So if you're still in that short, you probably might want to be looking for exiting that at break even. To me, this does not really look good for a 5-wave. However, that is still possible. We have this potentially at a wave 4 where you would find that triangle as well generally, and we have that that divergence here. However, the extensions are not favoring the idea that this would be a 5-wave, where this would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just doesn't have it. So that's why I like this idea better, where we have a 3-wave overall WXY. Apple is still going to the downside again. I'm not going to be looking for taking profits on this anytime soon. I'm expecting way lower prices first. So nothing has changed on this at all as of yet. Amazon is going up. Again, I'm not trading this because I have no idea what we have here. I was expecting it to come down already, but looks like we did get that move down and then we just shot up, similar to Tesla did. And this kind of looks impulsive. So as of now, until I see a clear way how this structure forms, I'm not going to be touching this. Again, these were the areas I would be more interested in if this was coming down in 3, looking for that last leg up. But this can certainly be one last leg up as well, with the idea that this whole thing would be more impulsive. But until something goes my way in the charts, I'm not going to be trying to get in where I don't really want to go in. Mara, this did not pay off. Yeah, sometimes they just don't. This looks to me like a 5-wave here, a potential start of something, looking for move downwards or from here. Did not play out, we just crashed through. So again, that's a loss. What else do we have here? I mean, this, I feel like we have to be labeling it like this, although it's not the prettiest thing, but I guess that is a possibility. Maybe this is a 3 here, connector, and then maybe a 3 here. And this again turned it way more bearish overall for me, as we took out this low here. Microsoft, not really touching it. Yeah, nothing really good about that at this point. NVDA is interesting. While the other stocks, some of the tech stocks, were rallying here, we just create this very small three-way structure. So there is a chance that this whole thing is just the start of a larger correction. I would have also expected this to start going down a bit more. If this is a 1-2, 1-2 to the downside, we should generally not hit the 1-to-1. If this is a three-way structure, then we generally want to see this 1-to-1 hit for the idea that this would be an ABC. However, this came up in 3 again, so far at least. So I'm not quite sure which one I like most. I'll just expect either this to take out the low, where we can continue to the downside, and this is some kind of wave 4 of some kind of 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, and so on, and then trickle and create this larger fire wave. Then we can talk about more that we are looking for that retracement and then that lower move. Netflix. It's taking some kind of dump here. It's probably a continuation of this move here, I feel like, or this move here. This was the idea that we were looking for last time, where we were looking for this as 3. If it comes up in 3, well, it has to come back down, since previous structure is 3 to the downside. So this would be only a connector wave, connecting this to something else. So looking for more lower side here, for sure. Intel, do I have it here? No, I don't. So I'll probably make that as a separate video at some point. This was an idea kind of early on previously. Looking for that wave 4. I think I relabeled this at some point. Let's put this guy here. And Impulse, again, technology sector fund. This would require us to have either WXYXZ here or WXY, however you want to be labeling it. Does not matter. Corrective structure here. If this is a continuation to the upside, we are still not done. Okay, so there should be more rallies here if the technology is starting a new bull run. This definitely looks more bullish overall and more impulsive than anything else. It's not overlapping, which is good for the thirds and fourths of smaller degrees, like here. There's no real overlap, so again it looks really decent. So you might be wanting to look for some opportunities. This placed 4 here is not really something that I like at this point. Why? Is because again we came up in 3. This again you see this structure here on all the indices at this point. You can be saying that okay, we have a 5 here, 3 here, and then we might be looking for a 4th here, a bit lower. Then we could have a bit better alteration against this. I'm not quite sure how I want to be labeling this. Maybe this is just a zigzag as well, and maybe this is something that should be compared against this. I'm not just sure how I want to be labeling this. Maybe this wave 4 is here, so this 3 would be, I don't know, maybe it's here, and then we can get this higher degree structure here. So it might look a bit better. But overall, I'm still expecting something like this here. Probably should be adding an alert here at the 1-to-1, earliest where I want to be looking for it. The only issue with this is that how much we would need to break these current lows for the 1-to-1 to hit. So one idea is that we generally don't want to be breaking the previous wave 4s. So let's say that we have it like this. You could, well, this actually looks very good as well. I'm not sure why I did not see that before. Oh, okay, well, the idea that this is a 3, then it does not really fit too well in here unless we have a diagonal. So yeah, maybe that was the case. But yeah, this looks very decent since we are holding pretty much the previous wave 4 area. That looks decent to me now. Yeah. So with that in mind, if this is a 3, we want to be seeing a 3 here. So maybe 168, I'll add an alert there for myself. Against the low. Yeah. Kind of like that. And this definitely feels like 5. It looks very decent as a 5. Yeah, nothing else about this. XOK for now. Apple we did check, NASDAQ we did. Okay, so the cryptos next. So again on higher time frame, probably should get rid of some of these. So higher time frame, I think I like this best as an ABC. Into the lows, 3 waves up, and then we had something that looks like 5 waves in here. This probably should be a smaller degree, and this probably should be, well, at least sub-minute. The idea here would be that we would have this as an A, looking for B and then C. And within this B wave, we might still be in progress. Why is that? Because again, if we had this as a 5 wave, this would mean that this is the start of something new, and then we would have a connector wave here in the middle, and then we'd be looking for a partner leg for this one here. Targeting, probably the earliest here, the lows here, and on futures, we would be targeting this low. On cash markets, I don't think we have taken out this low yet. So again, I feel like that might be the target. So that would be the case here on a bit higher time frame, smaller time frame. Again, as mentioned, I like the lower a bit better now. I think we had a very decent looking 5 wave here. I'm not quite sure what this is. You could be looking for this as an expanding diagonal, but those are very unreliable overall. So I feel like it's best to look at this as some kind of 3, a WXY, some kind of ABC here, 3 way down, 3 ways up. And maybe get this as an expanded flat idea. This we tagged now the 1.236, and now we could be looking for, well, maybe if this is already a 1.212, then we want to be getting in soon for the downside. I would really like something like this. If it comes up a bit higher, I probably might want to get in here. Just a moment. This could go up still a bit. Or just dump, I don't know. Kind of funky looking. If this was a 1-2, 1-2, should come up a bit. But if we are playing the higher time frame, which the idea here would be, then it doesn't really matter. And yeah, we'll see. It shouldn't go past the 1.6 minutes if this indeed is a ABC. Otherwise it just gets too distorted. But yeah, to me that looks pretty decent at this point. The overall idea, however, could be that if this is not a C wave, this would be a start of something new, where we would have this as an ABC for this idea that this is flat, and then we'd be looking to get a partner leg for this one here. Okay? Not quite sure how that fits in too well. Maybe this is not an ABC but a WXY, 3, 3, 3, something like this. But yeah, it doesn't need to do that. We could be just getting this leg here now from this point here. I don't know how that would be fitting too well into this idea though, where this would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So kind of playing two scenarios at the same time. However, I don't really like the macro picture a bit that much. So maybe we'll just get a move down first, and then up and then down. That would fit a bit better. ETH had very similar fire wave here, but I don't think it looks that good because this extension goes well beyond the 1.6 minutes, so I don't really like this. I think what I like at this point is that this is a 3-wave like so, and now we could be looking for maybe a 3 here, and then maybe a 3 of some kind here. These wicks are kind of hard to play, and if we are positioning them here, we can see that we did tag the 0.854, which is the minimum for a flat. So if this indeed is a 1, 2 already, we would be looking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, creating this as a 3-wave at least. It could be something more. What else did we have? Solana. Yeah, it's super ugly. The only thing here from the lows you could be looking for is some kind of expanding diagonal. And I don't play those, so I'll just ignore this chart until it gives me something better. ADA. This looks a bit better. We don't have overlap here and here. So that potential far wave that we had on Bitcoin still stands here. This one, however, did take out the low here. So if we have a 3-wave here, a 3-wave here, this is a possibility. And for that, this would probably have to be a 5-wave, or it would be more common to see this as a 5-wave. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This would be the areas, or were the areas to look for longs here. Then Phantom. I think I have it here somewhere. Just can't see it right there. Similar to ADA, not really a good looking 5 here though. And I don't think it is as bullish as ADA. Let's see the high time frame still. I mean, this looks very similar. You could be labeling this in 3, 3, and then if that is 3, 3, 5 or 3, 3, 3, targeting at least these highs. So that is the case. Yeah, that's FTM. I don't really see, there's probably other altcoins that had better 1-2 potentials here. So keep that in mind if you want to be playing these altcoins. There's always something, if nothing, or if you don't see a clear structure, I would just rather let it go than trying to gamble it. Altcoins are very, very bad for that, in my opinion. We did the indices already. We did some of the stocks. We did some of those cryptos. Let's see if we have something else. XRP. Oof, this is ugly. This looks potential triangle in here. It's not clear structure again from lows. Very overlapping, which would fit the idea into that. It's a 3-wave here. Some wicks here, even on this was in a Bitstamp, so again, probably should change this into Binance or something. The chart. What else? I can't see the chat for some reason. YouTube is doing something weird. Let me try to refresh that if that helps. ETH, please. Yeah, I think I did ETH already. If you didn't see that, just scroll back on the video. What else do we have? Let's go through some. These are the pairs, maybe. I think Euro USD or something. Might be interesting. Okay, so we finally got through this channel. This was the original idea where we would have this coming down. That never played out. So maybe, I mean, this could be just something like this still. I definitely want this whole thing to come down way lower if I want to be taking part of this, at least in the higher time frames. Ooh, there's some ugly ass wicks here. Yeah, definitely not easy to label. I think it's way too small time frame. I think something like 4 hour on these should be fine. Yeah, gold hasn't done really much either. I think this was a potential 5-wave here at the start. It can be for sure labeled in 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here, and then again some kind of diagonal. It's kind of hard to say. Everything is here is so overlap that I don't really like that too much. Yeah, I think we just need to wait for gold to do something. Some of these, like these moves here, look like a 5-wave, but it can't be at least the start of anything as a 5-wave because we took out the low here. And this probably fits very well into extension targets of a ABC. Yeah, it does. So yeah, I'm just not really bothered with those at this point. All is looking like it is creating some kind of potential 5-wave. We had also that 5-wave here as a potential. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 looked very decent, but we got this wick that destroyed. That destroyed me at least for this. And now if this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I don't know, this would need to come down in very controlled way here. Back into probably this support area here, this consolidation before launch. Yeah, that looks kind of decent though. It's very impulsive here. Maybe some kind of diagonal at the end. I still have that divergence here, which is a good thing. But it's really hard to say where and how this is the last. This is a way for something, I think, here. Maybe 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Based on that, this whole thing should be done now, and then we come down. I mean, it could be, but yeah, I'm not really too interested in playing these. We did not really close below the previous structure here either. So even on 15 minute, maybe here. I want to maybe close through here. Maybe close through this and then come back to it. Somewhere in here if we get some kind of impulse move to the downside. But yeah, I'm not really into playing that too small time frame here. We'll see. And also oil is very, very volatile anyway, so all these weeks can just take you out, so you probably have to have a bit higher stop loss anyway. Let's check out the 10-year yield here. This is so old of a chart. I haven't updated it for so long. Are we still in the same channel? Yeah, it is the same channel. Oh my god. Well, probably I'll just set an alarm here once we exit the channel. And yeah, that should be fine. Trying to see what kind of count we can fit here. Doesn't really give me anything. The original idea was that we were looking for this kind of move here, at least into the 1-to-1. Never got there, so yeah. There's so much overlap on all of these that I don't think it is very good thing to think that this is a 5 wave. There's so much overlap. At least some kind of diagonal. That would be really hard to label as well though. Yeah, I don't bother. I don't bother with that. Check out total 3 here. Came through here and let's see, did he sweep it? Sweep the low? It did. Okay. Man, that is weird. Still holding these lows here of December 2022. But yeah, more corrective is more probable because this again came up in 3. But I don't think I have any other assets on the queue for this one. So I'll probably create a Patreon exclusive today. Yet for a, let's see what is next. I think I did Prime and Rivian. Rivian Automotive last time. We went through the XLK. So maybe Intel, Northern Lights Fund, Trust Meaning, INTL. I'm not quite sure if this is the right one. Intel. Or should it be Intel? Intel. Maybe. Wait, what is the ticker? Well, I need to probably ask about that. Because this does not really look too good for a chart. INTL. Yeah, probably need to ask. Yeah, I'll just leave that until I get a confirmation what we actually want to be analyzing. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all I want to cover for today's live stream. If you want some extra content, then check out Patreon and get asking there. for their requests, and then I can get back on those as well. But thanks for watching, and catch you on the next live stream again. Bye bye.